In this video, I'm going to talk about 8 steps to happiness. Hi, my darlings. Welcome to Be Strong and Love Yourself, a channel for very strong people. I'm Dasha Bisali, and I created this channel to share information that helps me to be happier, with the hope that it will help you too. I'm not a scientist or a therapist, but I'm someone who likes to learn new things and share them with others. And currently I'm taking an online course. It is called Positive Psychiatry and Mental Health. And this course is from the University of Sydney. I have the link to this course in the description box, and you can take it for free. In this course, there is a video which is called 8 Steps to Happiness. I really liked it and liked it so much that I decided to share these 8 steps on my channel. I have my own video about 6 elements of happiness. I also have the link in the description box. But I'm not a scientist, as I mentioned, and this 8 steps to happiness is based on a lot of researches and a lot of studies. So I think it's very useful information. So here they are. Step number 1 is linking goals to your values. It is very important to work on something that is meaningful to you. I remember in one of the Andrew Huberman's video and his interview with Robert Sapolsky, I learned an experiment where when there were 2 rats, and one rat exercised whenever this rat wanted, and another rat exercised when rat number 1 wanted to exercise. So rat number 1 got benefits of these workouts and got healthier, and rat number 2, who was forced to do exercises the time where this rat didn't want to, actually got more sick. So when we are forced to do something that we don't like, even if it sounds like it's great, we don't really get too much benefits. And that's why it is important to understand what motivates you, what is important to you. Then you have the intrinsic motivation, and you don't need anything external, no external trigger in order to keep going. Step number 2 is random act of kindness. I'm not going to talk a lot about it. It's a very famous step. There are a lot of researches. People talk about it all the time. It's just more like a reminder, nothing new. Step number 3, mindful living. When we think about mindfulness, we start thinking about meditation and maybe even some Buddhist monks who are sitting in their temple. But mindfulness is not so much about meditation, only meditation. It is about being present in here and now. And it's about accepting life with a view of compassion and non-judgmental state. And I really like the idea of being compassionate and non-judgmental. I think that the less judgment we have and the more understanding we have, the happier we are. And mindfulness can help us to improve this understanding and non-judgmental state. The thing that you just need to do, and this is how meditation can help, is you need to learn how to bring your thoughts, your mind to present moment. So this is what mindfulness is about. Step number 4, focusing on strengths and solutions. Think about how you can get to where you want to be. A lot of times we think about negative things, and instead of focusing on solving problems, we are blaming ourselves or others. So this blame doesn't help you to move towards achieving your goals, and it doesn't give you the answers. So you can just sit down, and instead of blaming yourself or others, you just ask yourself, what can I do about this situation? Think about your strengths that can help you to solve this problem. Strengths or resources, I also will add. Step number 5, gratitude exercise. The idea is that sometimes we just need to take a pause and think about all the great things we have, and probably dedicate to this exercise some time every day. And it will help you to be more positive and again train your brain to focus on the good things in your life. Step number 6 is the easiest one for me, but I see a lot of people struggle with it. It's forgiveness. I was lucky that I just cannot be mad at someone for too long. But I know people who can forget for decades someone, and it's very hard to live with this resentment within yourself. The more you resent someone, the more you need to forgive this person, actually. And this is a very hard thing to do, as I said, for some people. In this course, what they recommend is to write a forgiveness letter, which I thought was a great advice. So you don't have to tell this other person, I forgive you. You just do it for yourself. You don't owe anything to anybody. But you want to take care of your mental state, of your mental health, of your well-being. So you sit down and you write this forgiveness letter to this person that you resent so much, and say something like, I understand you, I know people are not perfect, everyone can make mistakes, something like that. I actually have 2 videos, one about forgiveness, another video about understanding, that also might be helpful. I have again the links in the description box. But if you don't want to tell the person that you forgive them, you don't have to, but please just write it down for yourself. Step number 7, social networks. And obviously, it's very important to have your social connections. We are social beings, and we want to be supported and understood. And in order to have this social connection, you also need to help other people, not just seek something from them. And you can expand your social network if it's needed. And what helps the most is to focus not on your pleasures and desires, but focus more on other people's needs. Sometimes we get too much into our pleasures and desires, and it actually is very hard to live this way when you're just chasing something that you want, and especially when you cannot get what you want. So instead of that, you can just become a volunteer, do something for other people, call your friend, and extend the social connections. Step number 8, very important step, is reflect, review, and renew. Look at what is working, what is not, and what are you doing. You can have like a weekly checklist, daily checklist. You can do it once a month, review your goals, the results. I at some point had a notebook with my mistakes, when again, without judgment, I was thinking about them, just with the idea what I can do better. But it's important, we do it at work all the time, at least at my job. We do some analysis, and then we look at the results of the analysis. We have goals, and we look at the results of these goals, if we were able to achieve them or not. But in personal life, sometimes we forget about this step, but it is important. And it's just important to take a pause and reflect on what's going on in your life and what you can do better in order to improve the level of well-being. So I will sum up. The first step is linking goals to values. Random act of kindness is second step. Step number 3, mindful living. Step number 4, focusing on strengths and solutions. Step number 5, gratitude. Step number 6, forgiveness. Step number 7, social networks. And step number 8, reflect, review, and renew. It is hard to make a change, especially when you don't have any huge event in your life. But if your life goes well, but at the same time you know that there are areas for improvement. So don't get discouraged and don't do too much in one time. I think the best way for transformation is to take a small step. You don't have to do anything huge. Look at the steps and think what one, two little things you can start doing today. In the end, I want to share with you a beauty tip. And today I want to talk about my favorite sunscreens. I like sunscreen from Skin Medica, and it's tinted mineral sunscreen. And it's a little bit pricey for my budget. So I use it if I go out, if I want my skin to look really nice. And because it's mineral, it doesn't have any irritation on my skin, but it gives a little bit of glow. It looks really nice. If I don't like the glow, I can put on powder. But because it's tinted, it's almost like foundation, so I don't really need too much makeup when I use it. And on daily basis, and in the morning, I use this Cynic chemical sunscreen. It's not mineral, but it's very light, and I actually use it as a moisturizer as well. So in the morning I don't use my moisturizer, I use it only in the evening, and it creates also a little bit of glow. I don't have any irritation, and it's 50 plus sunscreen. It's really good, and it's affordable. You can get it on Amazon. Again, links are in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that some of this information you found useful. And I hope that you will have a huge goal to take care of yourself, and will always remember that you are responsible for your own happiness, and you can make yourself happy if you put effort. Be strong and love yourself. Love wins. Always. Step number three. Step number three. Step number three.